This video is brought to you by my starlit strays, the people who show up, support the work, and make all of this possible. A special thank you to Clocks, my first stellar sage, for believing in this from the very beginning. You are very appreciated.
So, a long while back, I had a video ready to go. Research done, script written, voiceover recorded. I sat down to edit and something stopped me. Not necessarily nerves per se, and it wasn't perfectionism either. I had just looked at what I'd made and realized I don't actually have anything new to say here. Or at least, I wasn't satisfied with what I said. I'm just reshuffling the same argument 15 other people already made. Different face, same words. So I abandoned the project. And honestly, that's happened a few times. Every time I tried to come back, same wall, same question. Do I actually have something worth adding here? Or am I just yapping to yap? Most people, when they hear that, would probably call it burnout. And they're not entirely wrong, but they're not entirely right either. But here's what I think was actually going on. Part 1. What commentary used to give me. I want to be very clear about something before we get into it. I am not going to tell you commentary is dead or that everyone making it is a sellout or anything of that nature. That is absolutely not what this is. That would also be incredibly disingenuous of me. I loved commentary. Obviously, if you've been here since I started as a commentary channel because I wanted to do what my favorite creators at the time were doing. Take a concept, a situation, a piece of culture, and just get into it. Find some things other people missed. Connect dots that weren't obviously connected. Bring something new and interesting into the conversation. That's what the best commentary did for me, at least. It didn't just tell me what was happening, it showed me a unique way of thinking about what was happening. And here's the thing, I want to make a distinction that I think gets lost a lot in this conversation. Commentary and video essays are not the same thing, sure, but they're not complete opposites either. The way that I see it, commentary is the umbrella, video essays are a subgenre underneath it. Longer, more research, more rhetorical architecture. But a commentary video doesn't have to be a video essay to be worth watching, obviously. You don't need 3 hours or more and a bibliography to say something real. And actually, if we're being precise about it, there really are 3 lanes here, not 2, or a binary, a trinary, if you will. A creator named Hulo, who also made a video responding to all of this, created this concept and broke it down in a way I thought was really clean, and of course I want to give him credit for it. There's reaction content, where you're playing something and responding to it in real time. There's commentary, where you have intent, context, and an end goal beyond just your immediate reaction. And then there's actual commentary, where a specific mind with a specific perspective shows up and says something that no one else could have said in quite that way. That third lane is what I fell in love with, and I felt like it used to be everywhere because commentary used to feel individual. Back when the genre was finding itself, creators would actually put disclaimers on their videos, something along the lines of, I know someone else covered this too, we just independently arrived at the same point for this topic, probably. Because it mattered that your take was yours, that you weren't just echoing someone else's argument through a different microphone. What you need, what you've always needed for real commentary, is an actual thought, a genuine perspective. Something that couldn't have been made by literally anyone else watching the same clip. And again, I used to find that shit everywhere. Now I feel like I have to go looking for it, which made me start wondering, what actually changed? Was it me or the content? Part 2. Why I drifted away. Drifted away. Wave after wave. Wave after wave. Slowly drifting.
Here's something I've noticed about how I consumed commentary now versus how I used to.
Before, I would watch multiple videos on the same topic because each one genuinely offered me something different. Different angles, different emphases, different conclusions. The topic was just the starting point. The creator's mind was the destination. Now, I watch one video on a topic and I already know what the next 15 are gonna say. Same argument, same talking points and structure, just a different face and inflection. And my brain does the math and checks out. Why would I watch 20 videos of the same thing when the first one or two, maybe, already said it? And I want to be honest about something else too. I don't entirely, obviously, blame the creators for this. Because here's what small creators will tell you if you actually ask them. You use the confused face in the thumbnail because it signals familiarity. You put the TikTok in the frame because it tells people what the video is about instantly. The yellow italicized text because it makes someone think they might have accidentally clicked on a creator they already know and love. The game is rigged towards sameness because standing out means losing. Well, that makes sense for me, but I also just refuse to just conform. Sorry, can't do it. That's just the reality of trying to build something from nothing on a platform that rewards the expected. But knowing why something happened doesn't mean we can't name what it cost us. And I think this is important.
At some point, I started asking myself,
did I grow out of commentary? Or did commentary stop meeting me where I was going? I think the answer is both. And I also think they fed each other. As I grew, matured, and wanted more depth, the content was moving in the opposite direction. And the gap just got wider until one day trying to engage with it all felt pointless. I had a moment recently, not too long ago, but definitely within the times of my absence, I was planning on making a video on a specific topic. I started watching other people's takes to help with my research, and I realized pretty quickly that everyone was saying the exact same thing. And I asked myself, do I actually have anything new to add here? And the answer was no. So I ended up not making the video, or at least not releasing it publicly. That felt like integrity in the moment. But it also felt like grief, because I wanted to make something. I just refused to make something that I felt didn't deserve to exist. And that's where it sat. That feeling, half integrity, half grief with no name on it. Until I watched something that finally gave me the language for what I've been carrying. Part 3. What Doothi's video named for me. Well, a few days ago as of writing this script, but insert date here as to when I actually started recording, because it's been a minute. I watched a video by a creator named Doothi called Commentary is Low-Key Bad. I'm sure you've heard of it. There was something about it that made something click for me though. Not because it said things I've never heard before, but because it gave language to something I've been feeling for a long time without being able to name it. She talks about surface skimming, the way commentary has collapsed into reaction content dressed up with a condenser microphone and a buzzword. She talks about rhetoric as a lost art, the actual skill of taking something you feel, something you observed, and synthesizing it into an argument that says something real and different. She talks about low-hanging fruit, how it's easier and safer to criticize something obviously terrible than to say something genuinely challenging. And I'm not gonna lie, all of that specifically resonated with me. But I want to pause here and address, because I know what some of you are already probably thinking. Not everything has to be deep. Sometimes I just want something to watch while I eat dinner. Sometimes the world is terrible and I need something that doesn't ask anything of me. And you're right, genuinely. People are multifaceted. The same person who watches a 40-minute video essay on Monday might need something completely brainless on Tuesday because they're exhausted and scared, and the outside world continues to seem more and more dangerous and worrisome. Comfort content is real and valid, and I'm not gonna take that from you. But my issue isn't that light content exists. It's when light content pretends to be something else. When a reaction video calls itself a deep dive, but they only stay on the surface of the iceberg, it's totally not annoying. That's a mislabeling problem. And that's what actually bothered me. I also spent some time sitting in the comment sections watching the conversation happen in real time. And what I noticed was actually really telling because the discourse split into two very distinct camps very quickly. On one side, you had people saying, "Oh my God, finally someone said it. Commentary hasn't felt the same in years." And on the other side, you had people saying, "Not everything has to be a think piece. Sometimes I just want to watch and escape while the world is burning around me." And frankly, again, that's fair too. Both of those responses are valid. But what struck me was a third thing that I kept seeing underneath both camps. People could not even agree on what commentary was anymore. Was it reaction content? Was it video essays? Was it something in between? The fact that the genre's own audience couldn't define it told me more about the state of commentary than any single video in this whole conversation ever did. Because when a genre loses its definition, it doesn't disappear. It just becomes whatever is most convenient for whoever is making it. And I feel like that's how we ended up here. But I'm gonna say this for everybody and the people in the back. We are all participants in this. No, I don't just mean the creators, I mean us, as in the audience too. Every time we click on a video we don't really watch, but it's showed up in our recommendations, and time blindness is so fun. You know what I mean. Every time we let something play in the background without actually listening, or subscribe to someone and then never click on them again because their content stopped offering us anything, but we never actually leave. Yeah, that's the enshittification of content. And yes, I am using that term. What happens when platforms optimize for engagement over quality until everything degrades, that's not just happening to us. We are a part of it. Because of course the algorithm doesn't care if you're thinking. It just cares that you're watching and watching for as long as possible. I'm sure we all know that part. Saros TV, one of the creators who responded to Doothi's video, said something that I genuinely could not stop thinking about. He said, and I quote, "The algorithm cannot monetize thinking. Thinking makes you close a tab. Thinking makes you go outside, read a book, call a friend. And the algorithm cannot monetize any of that. So the platform itself is structurally hostile to depth. It doesn't reward it, it punishes it. And all creators who want to survive and thrive have to make a choice. Feed the machine or risk being buried by it." That's not an excuse, of course, but it is context, which is a choice I had to make and still make myself. And the answer probably isn't what you'd expect.
Really quick, if you're enjoying this and you want to support what I'm building over here, I have a Ko-Fi membership with 2 tiers to start. Starlit Stray is just $1 a month, literally the price of nothing, and it helps fuel everything you see me create. If you want to go deeper, Moonlit Prowler is $4.20 a month, and you get Discord access, behind the scenes content, etc. You actually get to shape the adventure. And a huge thank you to Clocks, who is already out here as my first ever Stellar Sage. Clocks, genuinely, thank you. Link is in the description. Okay, back to it. Part 4. Why I disappear so often.
I've been on hiatus off and on for a while now. I made something in January. Before that, something else sometime last year, I think in April. And before that, a long silence. And I want to address that directly because you deserve honesty about it. It wasn't burnout, at least not entirely. Because I almost always had that urge to make a video talking about something. My problem was more specific than that. I couldn't make content I didn't believe in. And for a long time, I didn't know what I believed in enough to make it. The stuff I used to make, the commentary content, the pop culture takes, stopped aligning with who I was becoming as a thinker, as a creator, and as a person. In general, at least. And I refused to keep making it just to keep a posting schedule. I'm aware, I know some people would call that a mistake. That consistency matters and the algorithm punishes silence. You have to keep feeding the machine. I get it. But here's what I think. If you feel the content you make doesn't deserve to exist, then it shouldn't. And I would rather have a year and some change of silence followed by something I'm genuinely proud of than a year of content I made because I felt like I have to. And I'm sure you can probably tell or at least feel the difference between a video made by someone who cares about whatever they're talking about versus one made by someone who doesn't. Not a dig, just an observation. The hiatus wasn't me losing the spark. It was me refusing to use the spark on something I felt was unworthy of it. So the real question became, what actually is? Do not get this confused. I am not referring to like the old videos that creators are embarrassed of, like their earlier content. They still somewhat look at them fondly. That's different. I mean like making stuff that when you look back on it, you wish you never made it in the first place. So here's what I actually want. Part 5. What I actually want to do. I want to make constellations. Definitely not rabbit holes or icebergs, but not exactly spider webs or webs in general. In my case, I think constellations are a more fitting and aesthetically cohesive way of putting it. Because that's just how my brain works. I look at one thing and I see 5, maybe 15 things connected to it. I see the threads between a movie, a psychological concept, a real-world experience, something I read once a long time ago, and something someone said to me recently. And I want to draw those lines, map those patterns, And then I want to show them to you. Not because I think my perspective is the only valid one. Look, I'm crazy, but I am not delusional. But because I genuinely believe that there's value in watching someone think out loud and seeing the connections someone else makes and having a new map to navigate something you thought you already understood. And yes, that's selfish, or at least it can be seen that way. I make things because I care about them, because I want to understand them, and the process of making something is how I figure out what I think, if that makes sense. And also, to some extent, I've learned to love how my mind works, and I also want to share that with you all. I know I said that was selfish, but I also think it's generous. Hear me out, because sharing something I care about deeply is an act of trust and love. Technically, in a way, it's me saying I care enough about this thing, and I care enough about you to believe that this might matter to you too. Think of it this way. There's fast food, and then there's a Michelin star meal. Both are food. Both have their place. I'm not gonna pretend I've never eaten a drive-thru burger at midnight, because I have, and it was fucking delicious. But what I'm making here, it is not fast food. What I'm building is a Michelin star. Okay, well, maybe that sounds both pretentious and self-righteous, but I'm not meaning that in a literal way. Maybe a fluffy star is more fitting, but you get my point, right? It takes longer, it requires more from me, and honestly, more from you. But when it's done right, it's the kind of thing you actually remember. If you're a foodie like me, I'm sure you can taste the difference between a good home-cooked meal versus restaurant quality versus fast food. Creators like FD Signifier, Flawed Peacock, Jules Dapper, and Struthless are what I mean when I talk about this. FD brings a specific intellectual framework to everything he touches. You walk away from his videos having genuinely thought about something differently. Flawed Peacock makes me excited every single time he drops something, even when I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about going in, but his passion carries you through it regardless, so I still like it. Jules Dapper just does whatever she wants, weird and specific and completely herself, and it works because it's genuinely her. And Truthless takes his own messy personal experiences and turns them into something that somehow maps directly onto your life too. That is the standard I'm holding myself to, not because I think I'm better than anyone, far from it, but because that's the kind of content I actually want to make and the kind I actually want to watch. But of course, I'm not going to beg you to keep watching. If what I make resonates with you, you'll know. We'll both know. And if it doesn't, that's totally fine too. I'd rather have 10 people genuinely care than 10,000 who forgot they subscribed. What I'm building here is not just a content channel. It'll be more of a universe, every video a constellation. Over time, if you watch enough of them, you'll start to see how they all connect in some way, like how the stars map to each other, how the themes I keep returning to are all asking versions of the same question. That's what I want this to be, a place for people who like to think, sometimes maybe a little too much. People who like art, who like breaking things down not just to understand them better, but to find what they can connect back to their own lives. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? Part 6. What projects I'm working on. So, what does that actually look like? Well, there's a film analysis on GOAT in the works. And no, not the football one, the animated one with Roarball, or basketball for the ones in the real world. Funnily enough, they're both sports movies, but the tones are wildly different, because underneath the sports movie surface, there is a genuinely rich conversation to have about external validation versus internal legitimacy. What happens when your identity becomes indistinguishable from your performance? And who gets to be taken seriously before they've proven themselves and why? There's also a video essay series on Altered Carbon in the pipeline, mostly the show and the philosophy underneath it that has been living in my notes for a long time and is finally ready to become something. I'll probably revisit it much later when I'm able to get my hands on that damn book. And there's more of that in the works. Media analysis, cultural commentary, art made by me for you that I actually give a damn about. This is the official new era of this channel. Not necessarily just because I decided to rebrand, but because I finally know clearly enough what I want to make to actually make it. And honestly, I hope you'll stick around to see what that looks like. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, stay high, stay hydrated, stay creative, stay out of trouble, please, and thank you. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye! What the hell? Did that shit just make a smile? Bitch, if you don't big in yourself, why the fuck do you keep doing that? I'm about to get pissed off. Damn, I'm just trying to go back to normal and it's like, you want to get smaller? No, I don't. I don't want you to fucking get smaller, you ass. You mother... Where a specific mind with a Damn! I'm still mad that this thing refuses to stay big, but whatever, I guess I have to. And I realized pretty quickly that everyone's saying I need to be sad. Where is it? I don't have it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Ugh. Whew. Okay, my feet are starting to hurt. Fuck these shoes. I'm going raw. Maybe fifth. Excuse me. Oh God.